What is going on, everybody? It's your boy KJ, and today I'm gonna be making a weekly watch list for this upcoming week, November 6th, 2023. And let's get into it. So first things first, to get started off with SPY. So with SPY, we saw a very bullish run this week, especially with a Jerome Powell speech. But overall, for the near future, at least for this upcoming week, I don't see SPY going any further. I am bearish on SPY currently, so reason being is we've left a lot of gaps over here, right here, and then right here. So, and with all those gaps, I kind of see it like as a red flag bullish trend right there. And but with that being said, I can see a inverse head and shoulders potentially forming. So if we got the shoulders right here, and we've got the head right here, and then we can see a rejection and this level of resistance around 435. We could also see a SMA rejection as well, so it could drive the stock to go down as far as 420, which would be my ideal price target to buy calls or to go long on SPY. If I'm gonna go long on SPY, then that would be my ideal price target. After it could potentially go down from this level right here. I mean, I feel like we're very overbought right now, especially with this bullish run. This bullish run is, like I said, is a huge red flag. I feel like we're overbought, and I just don't see this. I just don't see the SPY being bullish coming into the next week. And let's take a look at the sentiments that affect the market. So first things first, let's take a look at the fear and greed index. So we're currently fearful right now. Even a month ago, we were extremely fearful. Then I believe last week we were at a pretty low level. We were at a 27 last week or 2 weeks ago. I mean, with Jerome Powell's speech, where he talks about interest rates being unchanged, I believe that moved up the fear index a little bit. People became less fearful, but I'm just not seeing the vision. So was Warren Buffett, because first things first, this article essentially talks about how Warren Buffett is not as active in stocks, where he's just holding cash at the moment. And yeah, right here, record level of cash at the end of September. So knowing Warren Buffett, he'd be investing in stocks, he'd be putting his money somewhere. But if we see a big influencer or investor like Warren Buffett just holding cash, that should mean something right there. I mean, for me, what I'm taking out of this is trying to save the money from a bearish downtrend that's going to come up soon, which I believe is going to come soon. I mean, I'm not really impressed by the current bullish run that we've had over this past week. I feel like that was just a slight continuation, but we're gonna go back to normal again, or not back to normal, but back to where the things are supposed to be, which I believe is down and bearish market overall. But anyways, but Warren Buffett's also been taking advantage of bond yields and T-bills, which when an investor, especially like Warren Buffett, invests in T-bills over stocks, then that means he's choosing security, because he doesn't see the vision in buying stocks at the moment. So another thing I'd like to get into is this article right here. Why doubters, including myself, don't believe in this rebound. So it talks about credit consumerism, interest rates. I mean, people like the general public hasn't been able to save money, and the general public's also been hit with high interest rates, like very bad. Not very bad, but they've been hit with the interest rates. So combining those two factors, I mean, I don't think the economy I don't think the economy's gonna be too well for this upcoming week or even month. But you know, there's gonna be speeches, upcoming earnings, and we're gonna have to take advantage of what's gonna come to those events and try capitalizing off those. But yeah, let's get back to the stock market. So next up, I got QQQ on my watch list. Alright, so QQQ. I mean, for QQQ, I see a vision in QQQ long term possibly. I mean, right now, I am still kind of bearish on QQQ. So if we take a look at the daily chart right here. So I believe if we break down this 50 SMA line, then it could potentially fall within this gap right here. And then with that, I would be looking to pick up some calls or buying the stock long at around this 355-ish level. But for the long term, however, I am seeing a cup and handle pattern, which could be a big money move. So we've got the huge cup right here, and then we've got the handle going on over here. I mean, this candlestick is looking pretty bullish. Take it with a grain of salt, though. However, you have to combine those factors with the overall market and how the market's doing, how the economy's doing, you know. But I can see a cup and handle forming right here. But you know, I just gotta have the right confirmation to pull the trigger on the buy. But overall, though, coming into this week, I'm still pretty I'm still bearish on this somewhat. I'll be looking to go long around 375, around this level right here, and I'll be looking to go short around 360-ish. Around there is when I would go short. You know, like I said, it's depending on a lot of factors. And yeah, that's what I've got so far for QQQ. Next up, we got IWM, which is pretty similar to Tesla. We've got a hedge, inverse head and shoulders. We've got shoulders right here, and then we've got the head right there, and then we've got I've got the price target for the shoulder. You know, there's a hopeful price target right there. So yeah, we've got a gap to fill, and we've got a resistance level right here as well. You know, gap to fill, and then 170 would be the ideal price target for the bottom of the inverse head and shoulders. I mean, yeah, I feel like these stocks are just overbought at the moment. And next up, we've got Tesla. Alright, so for Tesla, I mean, we've got this bearish hammer stick candle right here. I mean, that's an indication of this bearish hammer stick candles is indication of a bearish continuation, or not continuation, but a bearish overall move. So let's take a look at Tesla on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, so similarly with SPY and IWM, I could see a potential head and shoulders pattern forming right here. So we've got shoulder, head, and then shoulder. We've got that gap to fill down still, all the way to 206, and that would be the ideal price to pick up shares or go for calls if it does continue that from the bearish candlestick, and then from there it could explode and fill this huge gap right here from earnings, this huge earnings gap. But on the current upside for the upcoming week, what I'm looking for is, for this level to hold, which, with the overall market right now, I doubt it could hold from this level, but, you never know with the stock market. But that's why we gotta use good judgment and whatnot. But yeah, that's the game plan for Tesla right there. I mean, overall though, if I were gonna look to go long for the upcoming week, I would take a look at the around 230. That would be the ideal price range to go long if we reach that point. But that's my vision for Tesla. And next up, we've got Apple. Alright, so for Apple, you can see this trend line that we're in right now. Alright, so it's a 200 SMA right here. So if it goes below this 200 SMA, and if it goes below this 174 level, then I'm overall bearish on Apple. I'll be looking to short Apple. If it does break below these two levels, the 200 SMA and the 174 trend, or not trend line, support resistance line. But if I were gonna look to go long on Apple, I would be looking at the 178, 179 level if I were gonna go to look long. But I could see some slight pullbacks if we do go long. We could probably see some lower highs, and then from there we could fill the gap right here, 188 to 189, and maybe it can go berserk and go up to the previous high of almost $200. So that's the game plan I've got for Apple right there. Alright, so another thing I like to look at is BABA. Alright, so this thing looks like it's gonna break out. I mean, looking at the technicals and everything, that's what I got out of it. Looking for a breakout right here, so I'd like to, these levels right here, these current levels, very interesting. So we can see right here, kind of consolidated around 85, 86. So I want to take a look at how BABA is gonna hold these levels right here. I'd like to see if it's only a bullish trap or a bearish trap. Yeah, my ideal price target to buy BABA would be around $86. Around this level of consolidation right here. But yeah, as of right now, it's looking like a breakout. And my first upside target would be $90 first. And my entry target would be $86. So that's what I've got so far for BABA. We could see a potential breakout right here. Speaking of breakout, we've also got Coinbase. Alright, so as we can see with Coinbase, just been trading in this channel right here, trading, going sideways, up, down, up and down. I mean, right now it's currently up again. I mean, I'm looking forward to see this thing explode. But, we gotta take a look at both sides. And take a look at the bear side as well. So I'll be going short if it does ends up filling this gap down and breaking past this 50 SMA, then I'll be going short 70 around the $76 price mark, and then you can see this thing right down to all the way to $70 on the downside. However, on the upside, I mean, I'll be looking to go long, hopefully around the 86 or 87-ish range. But I don't want to fall for a bullish trap. That's one of my main concerns. I mean, on the 4-hour time frame, it'd be helpful to see just a slight bounce off this previous R, which we're hoping it'll be a previous level of resistance if we're gonna go long. So that's what I'm looking for, a bounce. That's where I'm looking for a bounce, around like right here. And then after that we could go long around $87. And then we've got the price target of $90. And if we're even looking more into the future, like probably at least a couple of weeks or a couple of months from now, if we're gonna be truly long, then it's gonna be $100 up to that range that we're gonna be looking for on the upside targets. If we're looking at the longer term, I feel like Coinbase is good investment because people may be leaning more into Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and whatnot. With this current market that's going on, people being fearful. I mean, I'm not a big fan or believer of cryptocurrency, but I gotta look at the market from all perspective and angles, So yeah, that's what I've got so far for coin. I'll be going short around $76, which that's a huge price decrease. And I'll be going long around $87. And we can see the VWAP right here. Yeah, I just want to see it hold above that VWAP. And we can see the golden cross as well. It's not the biggest golden cross there is, but it's not the biggest golden cross there is, but still something to keep an eye out for. I mean, yeah, with all these sentiments and factors, I'm overall bullish on Coinbase, but there's still gonna be some stuff we gotta look out for, such as a fake out or rejection or news. And even this RSI right here, this current RSI, indicating that we're overbought, sorry. I mean, yeah, so just gotta use good judgment with these stocks that's going on. And another thing I'd like to point out is SQQQ, reverse of QQQ. So we saw a huge pump, obviously, with QQQ. I mean, SQQQ is leveraged ETF that goes against the QQQ. And one of the scenarios that I could see playing out is that all the big money, can sell QQQ, get into the pro shares, ultra pro short, get a leverage their profits and whatnot. I mean, there's a pretty clean trend line right here, and heading into this week, like especially bearish, and not to mention we're also very oversold in the SQQQ. which means we're overbought on the QQQ. So that's something that I'm keeping an eye out for. I'd be looking to scalp or day trade this right here. I wouldn't hold it for a couple of days just because of how volatile it can get. How much risk is involved. Because I'd like to control my risk. I mean, yeah, that's that right there. I feel like, I think from one of the scenarios, like I said, big money dump their profits. Because like I said, this bullish run was a huge red flag for me, especially with all the gaps that we left. Especially with SPY, got a lot of gaps to fill. On the downside, I got one for QQQ as well. I mean, that was a scary bullish move right there. I mean, the stock market hasn't been moving like this for quite a while, and all of a sudden it just boom, 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 pumps so hard. That's, it's kind of a red flag for me to look out for. I'm not too convinced by this, especially with the economic factors that's going on. So yeah, that's what I've got. So that's what I got for today's video. I hope it was informative. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.